Wednesday evening. Welcome, everybody. How y'all doing? Y'all doing all right? Y'all hanging in there? Did y'all have a good week? Did y'all have a good Halloween? Did you enjoy your Reformation Day? Hmm? Hmm? Did you eat too much candy? Did you dress up in ways you shouldn't have dressed up? You still hungover? How's it going, everybody? My name's Stuart Davis, Flawed Man of God, host of this channel. Welcome. I'm a humble parishioner at a small church just outside of Richmond, Virginia. I'm not a pastor, not a biblical scholar, and I haven't been to seminary. I'm not trying to get you to join my church or donate to any special cause. What I'm here to do is talk about God, talk about Jesus, talk about the Holy Spirit, talk about the Bible, talk about Christianity, blind you with my absolutely stunningly white shirt, but also talk about a wide variety of topics, issues, current events, and give you my perspective on them. One that I think is reflective of your average Christian guy. Been a Christian all my life, 40 years, non denominational Protestant. Don't subscribe to any particular doctrine or denomination, just in the word daily. Trying to do it better each and every day. Sometimes I'll get it right, many times I'll get it wrong, but no matter what, if I'm up here streaming, if you're listening to me, you're going to be getting my honest opinion on whatever it is we're talking about. So, if you are somebody who's new to Christianity, if you are wondering, maybe you're not a Christian, you're just wondering what it's all about, who Jesus is, and what it means to follow him, believe in him, have faith, and give your life over to Christ, welcome. Hope that you will find the answers that you're looking for. Hope you will find a place. Hopefully, if hearing the gospel from the pulpit, if hearing the gospel from a lot of social media influencers and big personalities doesn't do it for you, and you really want to instead hear it from the average dude, the everyman, the guy sitting in the pew next to you, I hope you should find it here, because that's what this is. This is a very lay person. This is a very unprofessional, very amateur, as you can tell, very amateur stream. It's very relaxed and very casual, and it's a place where you can ask questions, share experiences, and uh, and have a say in what we're discussing. And maybe, just maybe, that will help springboard you onto a uh, path to salvation. I certainly hope. I certainly hope it will. If you are already a Christian and you just enjoy Christian topics and discussions, welcome as well. Glad to have you here. You'll find that, like I said, very comfortable, very relaxed. We run it very similar to a Wednesday night study group or a Sunday school. But no matter where you are, whether like you said, you're just interested in learning more about Christianity or you are more mature in your faith than I am, I encourage you, get in the chat. We have a good group of folks who tune in and night out there already sending up their good days to you. And I'd like you to be part of that. The chat makes this show better because then it's just not just me talking, rambling, and ranting. I'm going to be the only one you hear, but I am going to read these comments off because, like I said, this community is small enough that if you chat in here, and I hope you do, I'll read it and respond to it. And without further ado, let's get into the show. Like I said, guys, hope you had a good day. Hope you got a good day off. Interesting. I'd be interested in hearing you guys' thoughts on my stream Monday. A little bit of a different flavor to it, a little bit of different, maybe not different flavor, but kind of a different approach. Taking a sermon, breaking it down a little bit, um, diving into it a little bit further, and seeing, giving you guys what I felt and introducing you to kind of some of a sermon that I enjoy. That's my type of sermon. I thought it was very well done, enough for me to want to talk about it. So I usually want to talk about it when it's really good or it's really bad. All right, guys. So first in the chat is Zero. Welcome. Is Nico coming in afterwards? Alias, Emmanuel Osorio, Matt Felty. Feeling a little run down, not at your men's group tonight. Hey, we're men. We're a group. Let us be the surrogate that we can be. But I understand it's good to get together with your fellows in person. It's important. I get it because I enjoy doing it. So, yes, Nico, it is one of those blinding white shirt days. I just didn't feel like changing. Sorry, guys. It's the day after Halloween. I spent most of the night walking around a dark neighborhood looking for opportunities to steal candy from my children. I had a good time. Kids didn't get to bed until 10, so they went to bed pretty early tonight. But yeah, that's it. That's it. Maybe next year I'll have a special Halloween edition episode, but not this year. Not this year. It was the first time that my kids actually went into a neighborhood to trick or treat, which I told them, I was like, you're going to look, trunk or treats are great and they're easy. But if you go to the right neighborhood, you get a lot more candy. And they did, which means I get more candy, which is the way it is. It's just the way taxes work. And if I have to pay taxes, so do they. Render to Caesar that which is Caesar's, render to Dad that which is candy. Anyway, so yeah, chat, tell me how you felt about Monday's stream and Monday's topic, Monday's format. Let me know how y'all like that, if you caught it. Do you collect candy tax? Of course I collect candy tax. This world isn't fair, and this is my way of dealing with it. Life is hard growing up. My wife thinks that by having the kids sort out their candy and like offering me the stuff that they don't want, that's not going to stop me. If I see candy I want to take, I'm going to take it. Yes, I do collect candy tax. We've got to get back into Psalms tonight. This might be, and I've said this before, this might be a short stream. And usually when I say this is going to be a short stream, it ends up not being a short stream. But I'm just looking at the length of the Psalms. I haven't read into them yet to know how much I'm going to be able to extrapolate and react to this and how I want to read this. Let's see. Oh yeah, this should be good. Dresden, welcome. Welcome, Dresden. Is it the Psalms are short. But brevity doesn't mean that it does. Brevity does not mean it does not contain a wealth of wisdom for us to review. Was it Emmanuel? We might do that again. I don't travel around listening to different churches, listening to sermons. So that's the big obstacle there. I don't want to do. It's like, oh, it's the same place, it's the same preacher, the same thing. But maybe every time I'm like, oh no, this one this is a good one to go over. I thought going over family stuff was important. We're getting ready to enter the holiday season. Kind of Halloween's kind of the entrance to that, right? After this, now we're in November. Now we're looking towards Thanksgiving, and once Thanksgiving's done, then we start looking to Christmas. By the way, when did Christmas season start after Halloween on November 1st? Christmas season does not start until after Thanksgiving. I don't understand this. I don't understand the societal pressure to start listening to Mariah Carey almost an entire month earlier than we should be. 2 years ago, Alias. This is ridiculous. Return to tradition. Reject modernity. Return to tradition. Christmas season doesn't start until after Thanksgiving. Anyway, so we move into Thanksgiving. After Thanksgiving is Christmas. After Christmas is New Year's. It's been happening since the early 2010s. I don't understand. I don't understand. Anyway. All right, enough of that. Let's study the Bible. Let's read the Bible. It demands our attention. 1 and 2 Psalms were great. I don't have to rehash them because we're not in that mode where we're following a narrative. Each chapter kind of stands alone. So I don't have to go, oh, this is where we're at. We're just in chapter 3. Chapter 1 and 2 are strong. So let's see what of course we're going to give some background here, just based on what's going on. Psalm 3, trust in God under adversity. How fitting that this happens after Job. Right? A psalm of David when he fled from Absalom, his son. All right, guys, some of you may not remember, but let's see. Absalom, I think. Absalom's one of David's kids. Absalom's a troubled dude. He had a brother and he had a sister. Of his many siblings, Absalom's many siblings, David's many kids. Absalom had a brother named Amnon, and he had a sister named Tamar. So David's son and daughter. Amnon rapes Tamar. And Absalom ends up killing Amnon. And let's see. Absalom is basically exiled. He comes back. Let's see. Yeah. After this, so we're in Genesis right now. After this, Absalom got himself a chariot and horses and 50 men to run before him. And Absalom used to rise early. And stand beside the way of the gate. And when any man had a suit to come before the king for judgment, Absalom would call to him and say, from what city are you? And when he said, your servant is of such and such a tribe in Israel, Absalom would say to him, See, your claims are good and right, but there is no man deputed deputed by the king to hear you. Absalom said, moreover, oh, that I were judge in the land. Then every man with a suit or cause might come to me, and I would give him justice. And whenever a man came near to do obeisance to him, he would put out. This is reading. I like Revised Standards getting a little wordy. Let's change this up. Aha. Whenever anyone came to with a complaint to be placed before the king for a decision, Absalom would come out to call out to him, "What town are you from?" And he would answer, "Your servant is from of the tribes of Israel." Then Absalom would say to him, "Look, your claims are valid and proper, but there is no representative of the king to hear you." And Absalom would add, "If only I were appointed judge in the land, then everyone who has a complaint or case could come to me, and I would see that they receive justice." That wasn't going actually happening, but Absalom was saying it, and he was like intercepting these people on their way to plead a case before the king. He's intercepting them on the way, go, "Oh, yeah, nobody can hear you over there. Sorry. But if only I get what you're saying and you've got a good case, but there's nobody to hear it. If I was judge, though, man, this stuff wouldn't run this way." And it's like politics, right? So Absalom's basically garnering political support. Then Absalom sent secret messengers through the tribes of Israel to say, "As soon as you hear the sound of the trumpets, then say, Absalom is king in Hebron." 200 men from Jerusalem had accompanied Absalom, and they had been invited as guests and went quite innocently, knowing nothing about the matter. While Absalom was offering sacrifices, he also sent for uh, some guy who's a Gilonite, I'm not reading it, David's counselor, to come to Gilo, his hometown. And so the conspiracy gained strength, and Absalom's following kept on increasing. Then David said, so when this plot comes to fruition, David said to all of his officials who were with him in Jerusalem, "Come, we must flee, or none of us will escape from Absalom. We must leave immediately, or he will move quickly to overtake us and bring ruin on us, and put the city to the sword." The king set out with his entire household following him, except for his son, obviously Absalom. But he left 10 concubines to take care of the place. So the king set out with all the people following him, and they halted at the edge of the city. And so he left. So he's on the run. And we're going to read that, but then I want to find out where we're going to. Okay. All right. We'll come back to 2 Samuel 18. That's where we'll come back to. Anyway, what's going on, text in Italian? All right. So, with all that to say, when David writes this, his son, who has killed one of his other sons in the past, um, not without cause, but still, there's been some strife. Spent time his son who he sent into exiles, his son who he forgave, and his son who has sought to usurp the throne and overthrow David by force, not through the will of God. This son has chased him away. And so David at this point is on the run with his household. And he writes this: "O Lord, how many are my foes? Many are rising against me. Many are saying of me, there is no help for him in God. But thou, O Lord, art a shield about me, my glory, and lifter of my head. I cry aloud to the Lord, and he answers me from his holy hill. I lie down and sleep. I wake again, for the Lord sustains me. I am not afraid of 10,000s of people who have set themselves against me round about. Arise, O Lord, deliver me, O my God, for thou dost smite all my enemies on the cheek, and thou dost break the teeth of the wicked. Deliverance belongs to the Lord. Thy blessing be upon thy people. David, especially when he's got his back up against the wall, and David when he was much younger, that's what this really sounds like, right? Look, everybody's against me, or there's so many people talking and doubting me. Said the Lord can't get you out of this. The Lord can get me out of anything. And not only that, he is a shield about me, the lifter of my head, and he answers me. Because David remembers that he is the Lord's anointed, and that his throne, his reign is not going to be usurped without God's decree. So he puts his faith in the Lord, but he's on the run. What ends up happening? Well, if we go back to 2 Samuel 18, David gets his army together. The army went out into the field against Israel, and the battle was fought in the forest of Ephraim. And the men of Israel were defeated there by the servants of David, and the slaughter there was great on that day, 20,000 men. The battle spread all over the face of all the country, and the forest devoured more people that day than the sword. And Absalom chanced to meet the servants of David. Absalom was riding upon his mule, and the mule went under the thick branches of a great oak. And his head caught fast in the oak, and he was left hanging between heaven and earth, while the mule that was under him went on. Absalom had a famously beautiful and lush head of hair. Yeah, not exactly. So he gets his hair tangled in the branches, and he gets stuck. And the mule he's riding on doesn't stop. He keeps riding. So he's stuck there, hanging from a tree and with his hair by his hair. So he's not hanging from his neck. He can still breathe. It's probably not comfortable at all, but he's not dead. He was left hanging between heaven and earth while the mule that was under him went on. And a certain man saw it and told Joab, who was David's general, "Behold, I saw Absalom hanging on an oak." Joab said to the man who told him, "What? You saw him? Why then did you not strike him there on to the ground? I would have been glad to give you 10 pieces of silver and a girdle." But the man said to Joab, "Even if I felt in my hand the weight of 1,000 pieces of silver, I would not put forth my hand against the king's son. For in our hearing the king commanded you, and Abishai and Ittai, for my sake, protect the young man Absalom. On the other hand, if I had dealt treacherously against his life, and there is nothing hidden from the king, then you yourself would have stood aloof." Joab said, "I will not waste time like this with you." And he took 3 darts, javelins, in his hand and thrust them into the heart of Absalom while he was still alive in the oak. And then 10 young men, Joab's armor bearers, surrounded Absalom and struck him and killed him. Did Joab come up to Absalom and go, "It's over, Absalom. You're stuck in the high ground"? Absalom, "I hate you." And then he dies. But that's what happens, right? David, a man after God's own heart, has no hesitation, generally, no hesitation to reach out to God, to praise him, to beseech him, to look to him for guidance, to ask for deliverance. And it's probably a pretty trying time. It may not be the scariest situation David's been in. David spent a lot of time in the wilderness with Saul looking for him, trying to kill him. But David's a lot older now. And it's one thing when it's your father in law. This is his son. What a weird situation this is in. What a awful situation this is. But that's what happens. So that's and kind of, not to rehash this all that much. Oh, talking about the holy hill? Yeah. Yeah. Never mind, Matt. That's right. Um, not to rehash so much of what we talked about in Job, but there it is. God can be your protector. What I like is particularly is this part in verse 5. I lie down and sleep, I wake again, for the Lord sustains me. Every breath, every breath is a gift from the Lord. Every moment in time you get is a victory. I am not afraid of 10,000s of people who have set themselves against me round about. If you're doing the Lord's will, there's no greater cause. All right. What do we got next? Confident plea for deliverance from enemies. To the choir master with stringed instruments, a psalm of David. Answer me when I call, O God of my right. Thou hast given me room when I was in distress. Be gracious to me and hear my prayer. That's a nice introduction. Like my kids, when they come up and they, hey, Dad, I really love you, blah, 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 blah. Very polite, very complimentary. There's David. He needs something. He needs something. But confident plea. O men, how long shall my honor suffer shame? How long will you love vain words and seek after lies? But know that the Lord has set apart the godly for himself. The Lord hears when I call to him. Be angry, but sin is not. Commune with your own hearts in your beds, on your beds, and be silent. Offer right sacrifices and put your trust in the Lord. There are many who say, oh, that we might see some good. Lift up the light of my countenance upon us, O Lord. Thou hast put more joy in my heart than they have when their grain and wine abound. In peace I will both lie down and sleep. For thou alone, O Lord, makest me dwell in safety. This is David when he's in trouble. He's not kind of enduring the things that he's not really enduring things the same way that Job is, or Job what had. So he doesn't have it from a he's not approaching this from a mournful position. But he knows his back's up against the wall. He knows that he's in a tight spot. He knows that the only person who can help him, the only being that can help him is God, as he generally realizes. And so what does he do? The Lord's anointed king of the Lord's chosen city, of the Lord's chosen tribes. Do you think God's going to listen to him? Yeah. Do you think God's expecting a certain behavior from him? Of course. And David does that. And this is David basically saying, look, I'm in a tight spot. I need your help. And I know that I'm in good hands. I trust you. I trust you to get me through this because um, you wouldn't have made me king. You wouldn't have anointed me if you didn't have a plan for me. And so I'm going to do my best to be part of that plan. And if I'm doing the right thing, I know you have my back. And there you have it. I think that's our show tonight, guys. A nice quick 30-minute. Poetic meaning is hard enough. Not a fan of this version to discuss. All right, let's roll through. And Matt, I'm kind of with you on that. At least these two. Let's go to the Niv. Let's go to the Nib. Let's read this again, especially since we've only been doing this about a half hour. All right. Psalm 4, for the director of music with stringed instruments, a psalm of David. Answer me when I call to you, my righteous God. Give me relief from my distress. Have mercy on me and hear my prayer. How long will you people turn my glory into shame? How long will you love delusions and seek false gods? Know that the Lord has set apart his faithful servant for himself. The Lord hears when I call to him. I am faithful to the Lord. I'm not over there uh, worshiping, seeking out, trying to please false gods, demons. I am faithful to him, and he will listen to me. So tremble, do not sin when you are on your beds. Search your hearts and be silent. Offer the sacrifices of the righteous and trust in the Lord. Yeah, it does read much better. Does read much better. Leave it to the NIV to dumb it down for us, Matt. As I said, I'm a simple country boy. Um, maybe we'll stick with the Niv. Tremble and do not sin. When you are on your bed, search your hearts and be silent. Offer the sacrifices of the righteous and trust in the Lord. Many, Lord, are asking, who will bring us prosperity? Let the light of your faith shine on us. Fill my heart with joy when their grain and new wine abound. In peace I will lie down and sleep. For you alone, Lord, make me dwell in safety. That is confidence. That's confidence. That's very David-like confidence too. This is very true to form for David. Look, I know what I know I'm on the right path. I know I'm doing the right thing. So I'm gonna sleep the sleep of the just. Is that how that works? Enjoy the sleep of the just. He has got no regrets. The NIV? You mean the HIV? I had a teacher actually say that in a doctrine class. There are some people who don't like New International Version. I don't know why. Like I've not really read a lot of, and look, I haven't compared the whole Bible. But this translation is easier to read and digest than perhaps the RSV. What would King James sound like? You have to read it the King James in a haughty voice. Hear me when I call, O God of my righteousness. Thou hast enlarged me when I was in distress. Have mercy upon me and hear my prayer. Ah, ye sons of men, how long will ye turn my glory into shame? How long will ye love vanity and seek after leasing? Salah. No, that's not working. King James version onlyists don't like anybody, but they don't like any other translation, but they especially don't like the New International. HIV. How awful. That's ugly, John. But welcome to the show, by the way. But here we go. Yeah, we'll stick with the NIV for a while. But we don't have to stick with it tonight because not working. You need to read like that from now on. No, this is the King James version wasn't working for me. Look at this. Look at this guy. What's going on, Lucifer? Lucy? Oh! That reminds me. I want to show you guys something. I listened to this, or I watched this on Instagram. See if I can pull it up. I don't ever log in. On here. Let's see. Where's my... Oh, where is it? I hope he didn't delete it. Hold on. Hold on. No, what happened to it? No, I found it. Let's see if I can there we go. All right. How do you start it over again? Sorry, guys. I'm being a total boomer about this. John Smoth, as an Anglican, I feel as though I need to defend the King James Version. As a person, give me the ESV, CSV, or RSV. RSV is tough to read right now. Just for these Psalms. Otherwise, we've read from the RSV before, and I thought it was fine. Yeah. Because please, please, please look up the HPV. Pretty sure they have it on the site you're using. Let's see. The only H I see is the Holman Christian Standard Bible. That's HCSB. What does it stand for? All right, I'll hang on. While we're waiting on John to get his act together. Mr. Evenstar here made me think of something. All right. This is from a guy, Reed Choi. Follow him on Instagram. He's just got some pretty funny content, especially you weebs out there. I was gonna wait until Blaine got back so he could see. But I'm going to forget about it before then. I thought he did a really good job doing this. So you guys can listen and tell me what you think. It's long.
I am your master and make you sin. Hold it right there, Lucy. I welcome the Holy Spirit into my life. You're no longer welcome here. I banish you into the shadow realm. Oh no, I am overpowered by your faith and now must leave your body. I smell fear. Oh, hello, slave. You're no longer welcome here. You need to leave because I'm welcoming the Holy Spirit into my life now. Oh.
Wait, this is
what right nonsense person. Are you spewing now, God? I am your God.
Hang on.
Come, let us sin again.
There we go.
Not so fast, Lucy, for I'm a believer now, and the power of Christ compels you. Oh no, I am overcome. You have defeated me with the word. Goodbye. Hello, slave. You're no longer welcome here. The power of Christ compels you. How cute. Are you sure you want to play this game with me, slave? It is written, anyone who has died in Christ has been set free from sin. Ooh, quoting him now, are we? This is why I love recent converts. So much vitriol, so much pride. It makes things easy for me. You don't scare me. I don't have to be afraid of you anymore, for he's with me now. Oh, is he? Where is he? I don't see him. Is he hiding? Come out, Father. Protect the one that you say you love. Oh, I don't see him. Maybe because he's not there. I don't believe you, you prince of lies, for it is written, so do not fear, for I am with you. You don't believe anything you just said, do you? For it is also written to ask in faith, never in doubt. For the one who doubts is like a wave of the sea, being driven and tossed by the wind, and that the doubter is double-minded, unstable in everything, and must not expect to receive anything from the Lord. But you knew that already, didn't you? No. That's because you've always been like this, unable to commit to anything, and so I must doubt your faith. Perhaps God's not here, not because you don't believe in him, but because he doesn't believe in you. Oh, trying to block me out now. We never seen that before. But while I have you here, let me ask you something. If he is all-knowing, then surely he knows how uncommitted you are to him, how you have no faith in him, how you doubt him constantly. Perhaps he's not here because you repel him. Your repulsive, repugnant sin pushes him away. And if he's so loving, why has he delivered you to me? So unready, so weak in your faith, helpless against me. Because I do not call the qualified, I qualify the called. I just need a seed. And they can move mountains like you. You. Lucy? This one belongs to me. No, that one's mine. Thank you. I promise you this. I will make the ones you love cry out in pain and curse your name all in the same breath. Not if he has anything to say about it. Me? Him. You place your faith in that. You have a sick sense of humor, old man. You're wrong. You'll pay for every single soul. Come, let us sin again.
I'm gonna put that link to that in the comments. I just thought that was very well done because it really isn't So many people get into um faith, and they think that it's just going to be this miracle cure, miracle, so to speak, miracle cure, that it's not going to require um any bit of faith on their own plate, that no difficulty is going to come from it, that they can just walk easily to salvation, that there's not going to be any obstacles, there's not going to be any challenges, there's not going to be a great enemy trying to trip you up along the way, trying to cause you to doubt or any of that stuff. Never easy. If it were, it wouldn't be worth it. That's the thing too. That's one of the things that that's kind of always gone through my mind, because we say things like that. We think about these challenges. What is this challenge? Why do we face these challenges? Why are we put to the test? And we can think about it, um, and we can theorize and philosophize, or whatever you want to call it, over it, and we can come up with some educated guesses and theories. But it'd be interesting to hear from God precisely why we run this gauntlet that is life. Let me put this. Let me take a moment. Oh, please, just let me edit it. Golly. Just save the changes, dummy. Whatever. Maybe I can do it through here. Mm, stop it. There we go. Boom. There you go. Ailey said that was cool. I thought he did a great job with it, and he did. Like I said, the illustration of how that battle goes on in our minds and in our lives, and that doubt. And man, I feel like sometimes Satan's really kicking my ass. Um, Sometimes, why can't I get out of my own way? Or I've got all this, and then real temptation, real struggle, real strife comes to you, and you think that just ignoring it will help you. But there's doubt, there's fear, there's all sorts of mixed emotions and tumult, confusion, fear, confusion, doubt. Good thing we do have a rock to lean against and support us. Hmm. Good thing we have Christ to lead us. So Mount Felty said, when you were on your bed, search your hearts and be silent. Most profound lines for me tonight. Offer right sacrifices and trust in the Lord. There we go. Where did my other window go? So I can get back to Get back to this. John Smoss said, dang, looks like they only have it in the New Testament, but for real, look up John 1 in the HWP version. Okay. Well, maybe if I go to HWP version. They still don't have it in here. They still don't have it on Bible Gateway on HWP. If you can send me a link in the chat or send a link to me somehow, put a link on my Facebook page or whatever, message me. Well, I'm in the New Testament now, John. Let's hit the refresh. Have you tried turning it off and turning it back on again? All right. There's the Evangelical Heritage version, the EHV. It's probably not it. But yeah, it's only the HCSB is the only thing that starts with an H that I've been able to see. The Nog, the Names of God Bible. The Nerve. Neon Genesis Evangelion version, Nerve. There's the RSV, the Wii. I don't see it in here. I don't see it in the Espanol version either. HBC football. Hang on, let me try a different way, John. It's hard. You can't send links in the in the. Okay, there it is. Oh, you got the Pigeon Bible. ah, wait, John, I'm ahead of you on this. I'm ahead of you on this. That's why I told you. Tell me. That's why you didn't want to tell me what it stood for. Yes, it is only the New Testament. Hold on. Hold on. I'm gonna pull something up. I gotta show you. I'm one step ahead of you, John. Great minds thinking alike. No, that's not what I want to do. Watching myself on stream. There you go. ESV. Nah. Pigeon Bible. uh, oh, man. Let's read. John 1. The time everything had a start had one guy. God's talk. Das who him. That guy and God. They stay together and the guy stay God for real. Kine. Kind. That's the guy. The time everything had start. Him and God stay together. God when make everything, but the way he do him, he tell this guy, fo do him. That's what you needed to find. That's what I needed to find. It's popping up. Okay. All right. All right. Let's get it back to where. Let me go find where I'm going. With the New International Version. Thanks, John. Thanks for that distraction. Look, we can fill. We look. We had it at a half hour. What did we get? We got a great, wholesome reel, Instagram reel from Reed Choi, and watched that. And then we read some from the Pigeon Bible. And we talked about the New International Version, which is probably where we're going to stay for the duration of Psalm, as we read Psalms, the many Psalms, or however. All right, so John Smoth, Alias, Matt Felty, Lucifer Evenstar, Alias. I already said Alias. Nico, Texan Italian, Emmanuel, Osorio, Dresden, and Zero. First in the chat, last to be mentioned, last but not least. What the hell? Everybody in the chat, thank you for your contributions, your pigeon posting, letting me know too. This is very helpful right here. This is very helpful. Communicate this stuff to me. Poetemy, not a fan of this version to discuss. I was kind of in the same boat. Let's move. So we move back to the Niv where we started. The Niv is where I live. And that's where we're reading right now. But thank you for your comments, for your humor, for your questions, input. What am I doing right? What am I doing wrong? Doesn't matter. Put it in their chat. And thank you. You guys make the show better. To everybody who is listening along, watching along, not commenting, whether you can or you can't, whether you're able to and just choose not to, it's no problem. Just glad. I encourage you to be in the chat. I encourage you to be in the chat. But really, I'm just happy you found some place and some content that you tune into night in and night out. To everybody who's listening to me on replay, thank you. And I hope to catch you live sometime. You guys have a good night. Talk to you tomorrow night. And God bless.